Welcome to day 18. Today I'm going to be walking from the town of Keynsham up to the city of Bristol. I'm going to walk all the way into the city to where the first lock on the Bristol docks is. So it should be an interesting day. It's going to be interesting to see again the countryside merge into cityscape, and I think, to be honest, there's some pretty nice viewpoints and parks along the Avon here, leading up to the city and in the city itself, so it should be nice to explore. Beautiful day again, cold, but the sun's out and there aren't so many people about at the moment, so that's very good. Just a sign here of where the flood water would have been just a week or so ago. All this leaf litter here and straw. Well, you can see the level of the Avon right now, so it's dropped an awful lot just in a week or so. I would have been, say, sort of waist height, so obviously it would have been passable. As I'm walking along here, I can smell a fox. It's got away from the cars now, so it's very peaceful. Okay, so I'm just moving through this beautiful valley. See the sun streaming down over there. Unfortunately, there is this major road running over the top, but still a nice place to explore. You can see the way I'm headed. Beautiful little area right next to the river here. Okay, so we have the railway running along here. Looks like I'm just coming to the end of this steep valley, steep-sided valley. Or maybe not, maybe it does continue. I'm lucky enough to be following the river just on my left here, very close as I could possibly get. Obviously on this walk I'm following as close as I can to the river, following footpaths and roads where necessary. The exception to that is when I think there's a feature worth exploring, so that's going to be the Bristol docks. I'm going to head off into those and walk through them because I think that will be more exciting and interesting. Hopefully the weather carries on like this for the next couple of weeks and we'll see if we can't get this challenge done. This is day 18, as I've said. Think back over all those days, some fantastic memories that I've made on this trip, so if you fancy following all or some of this route yourself, there's a link in the description to the map of my route. So I think you'll agree it's a beautiful place to explore, as I keep saying. And what might be surprising is that the top of these steep slopes here is actually the outskirts of Bristol. So we are actually walking in Bristol, which is amazing because it's a incredibly peaceful area. I'm just thinking back, I think this is one of the most, if not the most beautiful landscape feature we've visited on this challenge. Sort of like being in the Wye Valley, Simmons Yat, that type of area. And we're so close to Bristol. Still incredibly peaceful. I've just spotted a couple of fishermen. The water looks very clear here actually. There's also this rather large pipe running along next to the path, you can see. And I remember on day, I think it was day 3 of this entire challenge, there was a pipe carrying aviation fuel across the river. And I'm wondering whether this is in any way connected to that. Okay, so as I've made my way down here, I've started to see signs of tying up points for boats and ships, and you can see there's quite a large wharf there. That's the first sign of any major ships on this river so far. A rather interesting bridge here, in that it replaced a ferry that used to run just across the river here, which isn't very wide. Very much in the centre of Bristol now. You can still see behind me, it's absolutely lovely here. We're very close to the first lock for Bristol Docks, which will mark the end of my walk for today, the end of day 18 of this challenge. And if I'm honest, I'd like to go on further today when the weather is so nice. So this is Netham Lock, the end of day 18 on this challenge. Here's a picture, gives you a bit more detail. I hope you can join me for day 19. Just 2 more days left to go on this adventure, all being well. So thanks very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Cheers.